To study the first technique, let us look at this natural reaction to an approaching attack, which is to push away from the attacker. The first technique is built upon this very natural reflex. And by natural, I do not mean there is no wrong way to do it, because there is. Like this one, for example. No, no, no. Instead, begin the movement with a slight push from the left leg and a relaxation of the right knee. So 1. Look. 2. Push with the left leg. 3. Relax the right knee. 4. Hip rotate to face left. Instead of drawing the arms back to the hip, the arm and hip movement happens simultaneously. Finally, step and double block. The right forearm is closer to the forehead than it would be if it were a upper level rising block. Now in Heian Shodan, we counterattack immediately after a block. So I think at this point, it's also important to understand what all counterattack options we have from the double block position. Although punches are not completely ruled out, this position does not allow me to transition into a powerful lunge punch. But that is somewhat offset by the number of kicking options I have available. Maybe that is one of the reasons why the kata suggests a close range hammer fist strike to the rear. The technique is performed by pushing both the rear hip and knee forward and not inwards. And now this position allows for a much more effective counterpunch by drawing the hip back and thrusting the body forward. It's rather easy to confuse this punch with a hammer fist strike, but that is not what it is. In fact, it is a simultaneous block and punch. Where I'm standing, now after the punch, I'm open to attacks from multiple angles. And how does the kata solve it? First, shift out of that position and rotate the left leg internally to face backwards. Pressing block and nukete or spear hand strike. This is a decisive technique performed with a strong keage. Although the nukete is meant for delicate targets of an opponent's body, care must be taken to prevent injury to oneself. After the four knife hand blocks, first change direction, then shift to Zenkutsu Dachi before pulling the hip back. The hip is in reverse half face position. If you haven't already, I recommend you to watch my other videos on Taikyoku Shodan and Heian Shodan, since this kata builds on top of some of the foundational elements that I have covered in those videos. If this is your first time here and you want to study Shotokan Karate with me, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos.